Hi there. Happy Friday. Dr. Sabrina here. I am really excited to be sharing with you that we have the Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart going on this week here at Tap the Potential. And it's been such a fun week. If you haven't gotten in on the Jumpstart, I want you to know it's not too late. And people always ask, well, what goes on in the Jumpstart? And so I want to share a couple of key takeaways here from my own experience and listening to our participants and what they're getting out of it. So, what's been happening over the last 3 days is we've really been looking at how do you tap into the profit potential in your business. And what our participants in the Jumpstart are discovering is there's multiple areas in our business where we have untapped profit potential. So at the very beginning of the Jumpstart, we walked our participants through identifying the profit potential in their business, and there were one of three outcomes that come out of that. Number one, you recognize there's more profit than I'm tapping into in the business, or you realize that you know what, my profit and my owner's pay is great, but I'm time poor, I'm overworked, and I'm on the path to burnout. Or the third outcome is a combination of the two, that you're not paying yourself enough as the owner of the business, and you're also not paying yourself for someone who's working in the business, and you're time strapped and you're on the path to burnout because of the stress that's happening. And so in the Jumpstart, we're going through the different components of the Tap the Potential solution and using that as our springboard of identifying how do you get to more profit and more owner's pay for yourself in the business. And I'm going to pop this up here and screen share a moment. This is the Tap the Potential solution, and it might be really tiny on your screen. So we're walking through step one, which is designing your business to be sustainably profitable. And then we've moved into day two, where we're looking at niching down around a clearly defined sweet spot, because that's a significant opportunity to create more margin and to be able to charge more because you're working with your top clients and customers who value what you're delivering, and you're getting the opportunity to work from your strengths. So you and your team are able to identify ways to innovate and add value. And then we also look at step three, which is innovation. We're doing that today in the Jumpstart. And then in the days next week in the Jumpstart, we're moving into building your lean and mighty team and ongoing networking to attract A players. And the reason I want to share this with you here today is because I want you to understand something that's so significant and so many business owners overlook it. When we go looking for profit and more owners pay in the business, there's not one place where that's hiding out. There's usually multiple places. And at Tap the Potential, we have a saying, it's our motto: small steps forward, taken in a consistent direction, lead to big change in a relatively short period of time. And so when it comes to profit, when we are doing step one in the Tap the Potential solution, and we always have our eye on the profitability of the business, we're looking at how do we maximize the investments that we're making in the business. So if you're investing in coaching and training, how do you maximize that and get the most out of it? And then also, how do you reduce expenses? What areas of the business can expenses be cut? And there's some real basic areas. One area that you can look at immediately to cut expenses is ongoing subscriptions that you may have signed up for 2 years ago, or a team member signed up for it 2 years ago, and you and your team are no longer using that. So that's an immediate expense that can be cut. The other opportunity for reducing expenses is getting away from credit card debt, because credit card interest is just crushing for business owners. So that's one of the things we help you with, is some creative ways to do that in your business and start paying down your debt very quickly so that you can reclaim that money that's being paid to credit card interest in your business. But that's just the basic round of expense cutting. And so oftentimes the profit is hiding out in other places in the business. One of the big places that profit is hiding out is in your payroll. So, and there's multiple ways it's in your payroll. If you have warm body team members on your team and they make a lot of mistakes and there's a lot of rework needed, that's profit that just runs out the door for you. But the other way that profit is hanging out on your payroll for you to reclaim is if you don't have a clearly defined sweet spot in your business. So, yesterday in the Jumpstart, I talked about how so many of us have these overweight businesses because when we start our business, the key to success is to get sales and get revenue coming in the door so you can kind of survive. And because we do that, we learn a bad habit. And it's one of those habits that served us well, but at the moment, but it's not serving us currently. And that bad habit is that we say yes to every opportunity or every client and customer. And when we do that, what we're actually doing is we're creating less and less efficiency in the business and creating more and more complexity. Complexity, the enemy of profit. And so when we look at niching down around a clearly defined sweet spot, oftentimes after that sweet spot has been identified, we're able to go back in and look at expenses and say, which expenses do not relate to the sweet spot, which expenses don't support the sweet spot. And we can look at team member roles and what team members are doing in the business. And when we educate team members about what the business sweet spot is, and then we ask them, who are you taking care of and serving, and what are you doing in your role that doesn't take care of a top client or serve the sweet spot, a lot of times our team members will say, you know what, I just spent 15 hours a week this week dealing with these three difficult clients. And the realization is, number one, you can let go of those difficult clients because they're biting into your profit. But then once you do that, you probably don't need as many team members as you think you need. So your payroll can be reduced, and that allows you to really focus on who are your A player team members that you want to keep on board with the business and get them aligned in roles that serve the sweet spot. When we're doing that, that's where we see this significant impact and profit. And so it's a combination. Getting to your hidden profit potential in your business is a combination of multiple activities and being very intentional about designing your business to be sustainably profitable. So if you're listening to all this and you think, oh my gosh, I need this, I need to be thinking about my business in this strategic way because I want to be more profitable and I want to have more time for what matters most, I want you to know it's not too late to get into the Jumpstart. Go to tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. Get signed up. We have the recordings from earlier this week. We will send them to you and you'll be able to catch up and you'll be able to benefit. And one of the best things about the Jumpstart, it's kind of the hidden secret about the Jumpstart, is I'm not on screen just talking at you. You get to interact with me and I get to hear where you're struggling and where you're hearing what I'm teaching and you're thinking, yeah, but I don't know, or my situation's a little different. You get to bring that up and I can talk you through it. And that's so much of what we do at Tap the Potential with our clients is we customize and we understand every business owner is unique and every situation is unique. And yes, the Tap the Potential solution is a set of timeless business principles that work regardless of what's going on in the economy, and they work regardless of, what industry you're in. And yet every business needs that little bit of customization. So this is your opportunity. Come join me and the Tap the Potential team in our Jumpstart and let us support you in really moving your business into that place where you have more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Go to tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. And if you can make it to the Jumpstart this afternoon, even better. I'd love to see you there. And if not, we'll send you the recordings. You can catch up, and we have more Jumpstart happening the first 2 days of next week. Thank you. Bye for now.